Awesome.
Yay.
Need more water. But like I was saying, like it's hot in here, and I don't want to complain that it's hot in here. It's so cold. It's like I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. So. Okay, so I guess we're live. I just heard hey everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Read Along with Friends. Let us know what you're reading in the chat. I was just telling everyone my horror stories of the snowpocalypse / ice apocalypse in Texas. I'm just like now feeling good. I did get some good reading in. So we'll go around, introduce ourselves, and talk about what we're going to be reading tonight. Again, if you're in the chat, let us know what you're reading. And yeah, let's get going. Ezra, you can kick it off.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Ezra from I Heart Romance. I am currently probably going to continue reading book 6 in the Side Changeling series, Branded by Fire, and it is our man Riley.
Yeah.
Very hot. I mean, there's some sexy times happening just in chapter 1. And I don't know, maybe I'll I have a vegan burger over here.
Ooh.
But I don't know if I'm going to eat it.
Mukbang style read along tonight.
So I'm Bree. I'm from In 11 Words, and I am reading Accidentally Compromising the Duke by Stacey Reed. It's really, really cute so far. And I saw someone in the comments is reading Undercover Bromance with Danielle, and that is my favorite book in that series. I hope you're liking it. Go ahead, Paige.
Hi, my name is Paige, and my channel is Paperbacks and Lattes, and today I am reading My Soul to Keep by Kennedy Ryan. So I just read the Grip series, so I have to come back and read this series. So
I'm Jacqueline from On the Same Page, and I think today I'm going to catch up on the really booked up read for the week, which is Love is a Rogue by Lenora Bell. But we started reading that yesterday, and I did not. That was other people.
Yeah, I get so. Yeah, I'm way behind on that. Like I participated in like one book, but that's okay. You can come and go. I love Lenora Bell's covers. I just want to say,
yes.
There was a new cover reveal for a new series. Is that what it is? I saw a cover I haven't seen before, so I could just be. I've been like MIA for a month, so who knows when it came out. But I love her covers. They're so good. Okay, so during the snowpocalypse, I had no power. I had a little flashlight that goes around your neck that my mom gave me for Christmas. That I thought,
oh my God, I have one of those.
I love it. Settings, and I thought I would never use it because I've been like all about my Kindle lately.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband was using the Kindle because he has his college book on there. And so I was looking at my bookshelf. I was like, I'm going to read Ice Planet Barbarian. So I grabbed the third book and I read it physically, which was weird because I read them on audio and on ebook. So I'm continuing Barbarian's Prize. This is, I don't remember what book this is, but this is Tiffany and Saluk's book. And there's like everyone's competing over her. There's only 2 single ladies left. And yeah, it's fun rereading these. So let's see. So let's see what people are reading in. Yeah, really quick. Queen of Shadows. I DNF, like that's a big, like I DNF'd
really
one. I did not like it. Like I was like hate reading it, so I just stopped reading it.
Oh my gosh. I think Queen of Shadows is my favorite.
What's that?
Did you say you DNF'd book 1?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm not going to go on too long because I could, but I won't. But she first wrote that one when she was like 16. And so the writing itself is not her best. But what I find most impressive about that book, it also is like the most YA. It's like, oh, I like the prince. Oh, but also there's this really hot prince, like Captain the Guard, which is not my favorite. But there's like seeds she plants in book 1 that don't pay off until like book 4. And like, that is what is most impressive, but it doesn't really get good until book 3, Air of Fire, which is like my favorite one. And I would say Air of Fire is very comparable to the energy of the new book, Silver Flames.
Okay, no. I got this confused with what's the
glass?
yeah, no, what's the
Avatar?
no, the Holly Black one.
Oh,
I thought that was that. Oh no, I feel
That's so funny.
that was like something.
I feel like such a pony.
I absolutely loved Throne of Glass series up to book 5, and then like the next books after that was just and then what is book 5? Isn't book 5
Emperor of Storms, which is my favorite in the series. I love that one.
Emperor of Storms? I don't know. I think it was. I don't know what book Queen of Shadows is, but I think it should have ended in Queen of Shadows. And then it feels like the whole series kind of shifted in the middle, and I don't know. I mean, and then she did one of my favorite characters wrong, so I DNF'd his book, and then I'm.
Oh yeah, I mean it does. It did.
Not anymore.
What book am I thinking of? Queen of Nothing. That's what I'm thinking of. I was like, oh, I feel that's so embarrassing. I DNF the Cruel Prince by Holly Black.
Oh,
I could not get through it, and for some reason I thought I saw Queen. I was like, oh, that's the Holly Black book. Nope, it's not. So, anyways, yeah, love Throne of Glass. Or you're like running through Sarah J. Maas's books too. That's awesome.
I binged that series too. I can't differentiate between the books because I read them like back to back to back to back. So I don't remember what happens in each specific book.
Same with me. I think, I did binge it, but I remember loving Queen of Shadows and thinking that was the last book of the series. And then finding out that there were others.
That was like when the world like expanded and she went over and yeah,
I think it's really interesting how she has 2 books that are fae, like in the fae world, and they're totally different. But
yeah,
I don't want to hate on her, but I DNF book 2 in I think it was Akamaf the book 2.
Blasphemy.
that one was so good. I can't believe that.
That's the best book she's written.
Yes,
In my opinion. It's the best book she's ever written.
Well,
You can just end at that's the best book, period.
in my defense, I did rate book 1 5 stars, but I DNF book 2 because I was like, what? Okay.
Are you Team Tamlin?
It's not Tamlin.
Coming in with the controversial
What's the
opinion.
other guy's name?
Reed.
I can't remember. Everybody's favorite guy.
Yeah,
Reed.
Rhysand.
Rhysand.
I will say I did like Tamlin in the first book, but
I feel for it too.
My feelings, like I love Tamlin and I hated Nesta, and like those totally switched. I haven't read the 4th one yet, but like I'm obsessed with what's going to happen. But like in my Goodreads review, like I just was ripping Tamlin anew, and like I just like it was just. She just plays with your feelings. Like it was just so shocking how much I could love a person and then hate them.
And I think the way that she crafted that was like so, again, not to wax too poetically here, but the way that she crafted that was so ingenious because like all of the kind of like little things here and there of like, oh, he's telling her exactly what she can and can't do and not letting her make her own decisions. Like there's little wisps of that through book 1. But you kind of forget it because it's like, oh, but wait, like they're in love, like they're meant to be, like it's just perfect. And then like you cut to book 2 and she's like vomiting because she's so like ridden with like PTSD and he knows it and he's laying there in bed, not talking to her, not doing anything. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't reading the same books you guys.
Well, that's the beauty of books, though. I mean, like you can read the same book and have like total polar opposite opinions on it.
True. I did. I haven't read a YA book in probably 3 years, so I don't know. I don't know what about YA that I just can't read them right now.
I feel like I go through phases too with YA.
Yeah.
It was interesting starting up with Silver Flames again this week to be like, oh, this is like it is a romance, but it's not a romance, and like, oh, this is a little bit different, you know?
Yeah, she does her own little spin on it.
I love Landon and Shay. I just read that.
What is
Brittany C. Cherry.
Oh, okay. Is that with like the pretty covers,
Mm-hmm.
like the yellow or something?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Bound by Honor.
I haven't read anything by Cora Riley yet, I don't think.
Me too. I don't think. I think she's more BDSM, erotica, mafia, dark romance.
Mafia.
I think she writes dark romance.
Mm-hmm.
I need to read more dark romance.
Paige knows.
Yeah. I've read Bound by Honor, but I haven't finished that series yet.
Undercover Bromance.
Listen to Out of the Storm by BJ Daniels.
Oh my gosh, I need to clean my makeup brushes.
Same, I thought the same thing.
I feel shamed right now.
Though once you get them all clean, but it's gross, like seeing how much
I'm
brushes. I'm like, girl,
like this was on your face.
I know, isn't that gross?
And I wonder why I'm breaking out.
Bound by Hatred in the Cora Riley, another Cora Riley. Indigo.
Oh,
that's a good one too.
I haven't read that one yet, but I love Beverly Jenkins.
You'll like that one then.
Scott
Tyson Knott. That one's good. You guys are reading some good books.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Loving Mr. Daniels is good too.
I love that one.
Oh, I'm gonna read the second one, Wanting Mr. Kane. That's on my list for the Black Author Readathon.
I like the title, Wanting Mr. Kane. Like,
Wanting Mr. Kane.
I think it's like Dad's best friend age gap, if I remember correctly, which
age gap.
Age gap. Yes, I love age gap.
Talking about the boys. Okay. And then another. Oh yeah, because of Bree, because of you.
If I have done one thing in this world, it is read Brittany C. Cherry and Mariana Zapata and Monroe.
Mission complete. Yeah, mission accomplished. Okay, perfect. So wait, we read for 40 minutes. So we'll be done at 6:20.
Where's Izzy?
34. I think 6:20. Like we're at like a quarter point. So we're like 20 after. We're all in different time zones. So 20 after, wherever you're located.
Wherever you are.
Enjoy your reads. If you guys end up switching books, let us know what you're reading. Because I know I'm not the only mood reader out there.
Yeah. It's hard to read another book if you're binging the Side Changeling series, I tell you. You need to be over this series.
It's a long one, so
We're reading until May, and it's really messing up my TBR. I mean, it's so good though, but I'm like, I can't read another book.
All right, happy reading.
All right.
okay.
Okie dokie. I realized that the math should have been till 7:25. Like 10 minutes in, I was like, that doesn't sound right, but we'll go with
Fine.
it. Ironically, I was good at math, but for some reason I can't do the time thing. So how was everyone's reading? My poems are like clammy. Like I don't like when there's like awkward moments or like sexy scenes or whatever, like I'll physically like my hands are clammy. I mean it's hot here too, but like I'm like nervous and it's getting like sexy time right now. So that's how my book is going. How was your guys' reading?
I'm actually loving this book right now. I'm not very far into it, but the premise is so freaking fun. So I don't read a lot of historical romances, and I'm kind of picky about them. But I liked a couple of books by Stacey Reed that I read before. But this one is fun because she is trying to compromise this guy that she wants to marry because she doesn't want to marry the guy that her dad wants her to marry. And so her plan is to like sneak into his room at night and then have her friend send like a couple of people into the room to catch them. And so she goes into the room, but it's the wrong room. And she ends up with this guy who's like called the Mad Duke. And he's like the stoic, brooding widower that has 2 girls. And he's like swears he's never going to love again because he loved his wife so much and everything. But then he feels the need to marry her. And then it's so good. I love the premise.
That sounds scandalous.
Good.
Was that a mass market or trade?
No, this is a trade. I think she's indie published this, I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Trying to see.
I just got through the first 3 chapters of Love is a Rogue. And there's like a moment where the hero's like, he wanted to do bad things involving sturdy desks. And I'm like, this is foreshadowing.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat. I was like, ooh, yes, please.
Sign me up.
I read 5 chapters in my book, so I'm still kind of early on in the book.
I was kind of about that one. I was a little disappointed. Bristol was like horrible in that, and I love her, but she was awful in that book.
I haven't gotten to her yet in the book.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
No, I mean I know she's in there.
Yeah, I think it's hard to compare to Grip. Like that series was so good.
Yes,
Oh my God, Grip. We just need Grip in our lives. I actually read that series after I read Grip because I was curious about Kai and what's his name? Reason?
Yeah. I was curious about him too, but I was like disappointed by that first book. Did you read the whole series?
Yeah, I did. I liked it, but Grip was just outstanding.
Yeah.
So,
I read.
I just can't compare.
I just read all of the books in Grip, but still was I sobbed.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Still was
Doing like a rapid fire.
triggering for me, but I loved it so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grip and Bristol.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jackie?
Oh, sorry. Yesterday, I was doing like a rapid fire questions thing with Crystal, and I was like, make this really hard for her. And I was like, F, Marry, Kill, Grip.
That was so mean.
Like, you have to marry Grip. Like, you have to.
That's true.
Yeah, you have to read the Grip trilogy. It's I feel like because I actually reread it last year, and I just felt like it was on topic so much. And I see it differently when I reread it, but it's still an amazing story. And if you haven't read Kennedy yet, that's a great book to start the series because it's not too triggering. I mean, compared to her other books, and it's a little new adulty, contemporary. with a lot of emotions. I love it.
But it's not as intense as like her.
It's
Hoop
not.
series.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, the third one is a bit intense, but
Yeah.
not that intense.
Right. In comparison, it's a nice little dipping your toe into kind of dry. But I love that like Grip shows up in the Hoop series. Like he has a little cameo in it. And I was like,
I listened to the Grip series in audio back in the days of the Escape package, and the narrators. I believe it's dual and not duet, but the narrators were so good. I think it was Jacoby Diem and Maxine Mitchell, and the way they did like the music and the poems, like God, it was so good.
I can't. The poem. I should have worn my Grip shirt today.
Oh my gosh, yes, Gretchen, Hookshot. So good. That one was my favorite one in that series.
That's Iris, right? It's book 3.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to read book 3.
My husband's a fashion designer, and I studied fashion and I work in fashion, so it was super fun to read.
Oh, I love that. That's perfect.
It's nice that you can read something. I can't read something in the medical field.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because it's not accurate, or just because?
Some of it's not accurate. Some of it is just like, I mean, if you're out there saving lives, you're not banging in the closet. Come on.
I've heard that a lot from medical professionals.
Yeah. Right? And then like they do it in places where, oh my God, that's not clean. It's dirty. At the hospital, in the closet, how clean is that closet? Come on. Or like an empty room. I'm sorry.
I feel like with creative professions, it's not as like eek when it's at work things. Because I feel like I would have similar concerns about like sanitariness. But when it's just like, oh, I'm going to a fashion photo shoot, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on board with this.
I've read the first book in the Hoop series. Are the other books as emotional as the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, they're all. The second one got me. Like, so the first one got me too, but the second one was really intense for me. I don't know why it was so much more intense for me.
It was different, but I would say, I mean, I've only read the first 2, so I can't speak of the last book, but the first book was just because that book really needed a trigger warning. It was.
Did she not have them on that book?
Huh?
Did she not have them on that book?
Well, I did. When I read Long Shot, I never read any trigger warnings. Maybe now she added. I'm not sure. But I actually did not read any reviews. Because I finished Grip, I was like, okay, I'm going to read this book. And then I read it blind. And it was it was amazing. I rated it 5 stars, but I was not expecting things in that book. So, and then in book 2, it's still intense, but I think if you're asking me, comparing it to book 1, I think book 1 was way.
I think they're different. Like they're different intent. Like they're not like the intense parts. The emotional parts are all very different. So I think it depends on your personal triggers, I guess, or minor triggers.
Yeah. Because
I've not read an emotional book in a long time. Like I need to like it's like years of buildup.
You need a good cry.
Ugly cry book.
I think the last book that made me ugly cry was Beach Read, and I read it in January, and I like put off reading it for so long because it was like the book that everyone and their mom was like, oh my God, it's amazing. And I'm like, is this even a romance? And I like listened to the audiobook and just like openly weeping on the couch.
Yeah, that book, between the name and the cover, is so misleading because of how deeply it dives into grief.
Yeah. And it was like well timed, like it was a good way to kind of like open the valve for me, but like definitely not a book that's going to be for everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read it, but I heard that, I know the debate about that, if it's romance or not, is
I mean, I would say it's a romance in the same way that you could say like A Court of Silver Flames is a romance, and that like one of the major themes is the romantic relationship, but there are too many like other subplots to say like this is a romance. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I'm reading the Side Changeling series for the first time now. I mean, I've read the first 2 already, and then now I'm in book 5. But as I'm reading it, it is, I don't think it's purely romance too, because it's, I mean, there is a main couple, but in some of the books, I'm more interested in the world and like what's happening, the mystery, the psychological thrillerness of the book, well, of the series. I mean, yeah, I mean, I put reading this series for a long time.
Is this your first time reading it, Ezra? The books?
Yes. I mean, the first 2 I read a couple years ago, but this is the first time that I actually made it past book 2.
Yeah.
So
You're right. It's a big world, and you get all the POVs from other non-romance. So you're right, because like that was a good like that. Those were one of the early books that I read for my first romance book. So that was a good transition. So I was a big like fantasy reader with romance elements, and then I transitioned with Side Changeling, and then World After Dark. Yeah, that's how I transitioned, and then here I am. But I think if anyone, I mean, you guys are probably all romance readers, but
right,
that's a good recommendation for people out there that probably do like Surgery Mass, and maybe they want more like that. Just because it is a big world, and there's more
it is a big world. There are a lot of characters. I'm keeping track.
like a
like, who is this now? And then like this character appears, apparently will pop up in like book 6 or book 10 or something.
Yeah,
but
the final book is just literally everybody. So you're like,
really? Oh, that sounds chaotic.
It's literally just like an epilogue for every single character in the whole series, and so it sounds overwhelming, but I don't know. You just kind of. I also binge like.
Yeah, I think I'm good with the 3 books a month of this series, because it's draining all my energy, because I think they're like 12, almost 13 hours each.
Yeah.
All the characters, all the plot. It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot of plot. I mean, the way she writes it though is like, I love how it's not info dumpy. It's just revealed slowly. So it's actually it's a good series to binge if you want to binge one, but it's gonna drain all. There's like serial killers, and there's like blood and gore.
There's like multiple serial killers, aren't there?
Yeah.
I think like in every book, it's like every Psy is a serial killer.
And like the big bads shift as the series goes. Like you get different bad guys, and
but there is still that core group.
Oh yeah, the like council.
Yeah, the Psy council is just. But I can't wait for that guy's book. I think it's
Caleb Krychek.
Yes.
I literally have not read past book 4, but everyone on Twitter is like, "Oh my god, I'm a stan for Caleb. I love Caleb," but I'm like, I can't read them out of order. But
no, you cannot. It's not. If you want to, you can't. I mean, if you want to, you can, but
I don't think I can.
I don't. No, because in every book, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but if in every book Caleb is there, and a little bit of him is revealed in every book. So like, so I guess the build up to his book, each cameo in the books for him specifically, and there are other characters too, but for him specifically, he already started popping up in.
I think he was in like 3 or 4 or something. Was he really in 1?
He was mentioned in 1, I think, but not his POV wasn't in 1. In 2, yes, because he was a candidate, one of the candidates to be part of the council.
Yeah. I feel like it has to be really hard to write that book. Like the same with like Cressley Cole. Like, I don't know how, I want her to, but I don't know how she's going to write Nyx's book because she's been such a player in all of the books. Like,
yeah, literally in every single
Cressley Cole. So like, obviously she's going to do it, but I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she hasn't written it yet. She probably has a plan.
I'm guessing Nyx's is the last book in the series.
Yeah. It's got to be Orion.
Yes.
Sorry.
I hope it is. I hope it is. That's what I was like hoping. I was like, oh, we got these guys introduced and like he's all I hope so too.
Yeah.
I need McCreeve to come out.
Yes. God. I loved how like I think it was like May and it's still on her website. It may still now be like Monroe coming out spring, summer 2020. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, Cressley.
Well, I remember when it was supposed to come out. Yeah, it was supposed to come out like fall or winter 2019, and that was like when I was reading the books. I was like, oh, and just kept on getting pushed and pushed. I'm like, well, we have not seen you in like 3 years, so I don't know when this is happening.
Isn't there like a Backstreet Boys song called "Quit Playing Games with My Heart"?
It was written about that. He knew the future back in.
But there is a song.
I'm just me singing in my head now.
Oh my God, get it out of my head.
Serious question. I love to ask this. Are you a Backstreet Boys person or are you an NSYNC person?
NSYNC. I was an NSYNC girl.
BSB.
I feel like I was equal opportunity. Like if you are a cute boy and you're singing to me, I'm here for it.
And dancing.
Yes. Wasn't there a video? Someone posted a video on Twitter somewhat recently that was like a video, I think it was of NSYNC when they were like young and Ryan Gosling like jumped on the stage with them. And I was like, excuse me?
Oh yeah.
Justin Timberlake and Ryan Gosling are in the
right?
club.
He like the spiky, yeah, he looked like a member. Yeah, I'm a Backstreet Boys girl.
Okay.
I'm a BSB. I actually devoured those docu-series or documentaries about them, BS, Backstreet, and NSYNC. That was interesting.
Me and Tori are BFFs.
Carrie.
And Carrie.
I love to ask that question because, like, it's always like
very controversial.
It's like very like, no, I'll hardcore this and that.
If you were a tween when they were popular, it's very controversial.
Yeah.
I think I listened to Backstreet first.
Oh, that's the word when someone gets.
And then, of course, I found Backstreet first.
Love Backstreet Boys. But ironically, my first concert was 98 Degrees. So, so hot. Oh, God. Make the shake and get it. But still, Backstreet Boys.
That's the quote of the night. Nick Lachey can get it.
Yes, you can. I'll
never forget.
Like to know who's top here.
I'll never forget the first time I heard "I Want You Back" on the radio. I was like, "What is this magic?"
Tori had the
that
was like the Barbie.
Yes,
no strings attached.
Yes, and then they made the music video.
Oh,
I think that was their. I think that I liked that song. The what was that song?
Bye Bye Bye.
Bye Bye Bye. Yeah, I think that was their best song in my opinion. I also loved Boyzone.
Oh, Boyzone.
I've never heard of like I liked O-Town from Making the Band back in the day, but
Ashley Parker Angel. I liked like all the boy bands.
Yes,
there was like
that was an
Five and Westlife, and who were some of the other ones? I listened to all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember Westlife.
Yeah,
never heard of that one.
I
always joke.
been resurgence, I feel like a couple years ago, like 5 years ago, with like One Direction and like Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I think they got pushed out by BTS and the group.
Yeah, the K-pop stuff, yeah.
I'm shocked that like with the BTS hype that hasn't trickled to like, I mean obviously it's in America, like people love BTS, but like that boy band resurgent hasn't happened here.
Right.
I think we all know that we will never outdance like BTS. Like
yeah.
everyone's like, okay, we're never going to be as highly
a different level.
Like we can't beat them. They're unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I remember Britney. That was just, I was a Britney Spears fan.
I had all of her CDs. She was my girl. I loved Britney Spears so much.
I'm sorry, I still had them on cassette. Am I that old?
I had them on CD. I'm so young.
On cassette.
My tween heart was like too in love with Justin Timberlake to like Britney, or to admit that I liked Britney at the time because I was jealous of her. So I was like, he's my boyfriend.
So you're Christina.
Yes. What's hilarious is that I had a friend who I knew when I was like that age and obsessed with Justin Timberlake, and I would tell everyone that I was going to marry Justin Timberlake. And then like years later, she found me on Facebook, and I had mentioned something about my husband, JT. And she was like, oh, haha, you still think that? I was like, no, his name's actually
JT. That is so funny.
Like,
that is hilarious, Brie. I love it.
It's funny. You kind of still married JT.
The universe.
You were right. I love that. I love JC. Is he the?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like JC. I like brunettes, and so on Backstreet, Kevin was my favorite.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, blondes. I like brunettes. And I married a blonde.
Howie.
Howie, really?
Howie D. I don't know. He's cute. Well, he was cute. I don't know what he looks like right now.
I think Howie looks the best now, I think. Backstreet's back. All right.
I haven't like seen what they look like recently.
That's probably smart. You gotta maintain the illusion.
I know Backstreet had a show in Vegas like a couple of years ago, but I was telling my husband, can we watch? It's like my 14-year-old self wants to watch them, and he was like no. And I wasn't brave enough to go by myself. I'm like, okay, fine.
Okay, let me
AJ,
let's look. Here we go. So this
is
was
better now.
Look at the baby.
Oh, the way they dressed, man. Like,
yeah, I don't like Kevin now. No, yeah, Howie's
Yeah,
him.
this looks hot.
Brian.
see, I liked Brian because I liked his voice the most.
AJ,
Yes.
bad boy.
Quite the like cheekbones.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive.
Brian was really good.
From the oh my gosh. They look different.
Yeah.
It's like, God, I'm old.
Wow, this is the greatest. I'm also a big fan of the fashion that was happening. Like,
It was so intense. Do you guys remember when Justin and Brittany?
Wow.
Do you remember when Justin and Brittany came in the all denim
Yes.
like outfits? Like both of them?
Yes.
Iconic.
Honestly,
Oh my gosh.
Denim
Halloween
hat,
costume goals right there. Like someday.
Oh my god.
Look at Lance. Just like he is living his best life.
Yes, he is.
Lance still looks the same. Actually, he's cuter now. He's
JC
hot.
looks the same too.
Yeah.
What's this guy's name? I forgot his name.
Which one?
The
There's Joey and Chris. I got you.
Chris.
Really. Like Chris, and then I had the weird. Yeah, he had like the dreadlocks. He had like the weird hair.
Yeah,
he had like a super high voice.
I was like, what is that?
No,
Oh God, stop.
that ain't it.
That's the guy that I would not let in my house.
I'm like, this hair is not for you, man. That's
No. I didn't think it was cute.
You.
Joey. He's like a
Joey.
game show host now, isn't he? I feel like
I think so. He was in like My Big Fat Greek Wedding and stuff.
What? He was?
Yeah, he was on the
What?
show.
You know what? He was. And then he was on The Masked Singer.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. We really loved that. I think the first 2 seasons of that show was hilarious.
I always wondered if they had anyone like worthwhile on that show, or if it was just random people that I didn't know who they were. But
Yeah, I just thought it was like
on that show.
I think they were pretty. I would say maybe C to B C-list celebrities. They had Sarah Palin on.
Wow.
wow. I never watched the show.
was she
I like
mad?
that they had T-Pain on because he actually is like a pretty decent singer. Like he's actually pretty good. I saw him a lot.
I think he was the first one that won. And I think the second season was that comedian guy. Oh, I forgot him. He was on Whose Line Was It Anyway?
Yeah, Wayne Brady.
Oh,
yes.
Wayne
Mm-hmm. So they're pretty popular, but not like A-list
yeah.
popular. And then of course we had Joey was there. Who else?
I love that one of the hosts was Ben. Oh gosh, I can't remember his real name, but he's in the show Community. He plays Ben Chang in Community. He's also in The Hangover. I think his name is Ben Jong. I can't remember, but he's really funny.
Oh, the Kim Jong.
Ken Jong.
He is hilarious. His role is just to guess the wrong thing all the time. He's funny.
Yeah. I was gonna say why, because I don't think he sings, but yeah, he's funny. That's
yeah.
good.
No, he's just the one that just guesses nothing, right?
Does anything happen if they guess the people right, or is it just for fun?
It's just for fun.
Yeah,
Nothing, because it's the celebrities. I think they had like celebrities judge and guess, and then people vote. So I don't even know. I mean, I think if they win, they just win a trophy or something.
Oh,
It wasn't that they won.
Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. I know if you're still wanting to read, I know we've been talking about NSYNC and Backstreet Boys for a while. I believe Carrie is hosting a sprint in like 10 minutes. If you guys want to hop over on her channel. And then next Tuesday, Dana is hosting. So look out for the reading on her channel. And yeah, thanks for sharing. I don't know. I love like the tangents. It just
I know.
it always happens, but it's fun to be like, what did we talk about today? I know. So thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I will see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.